country dealing with terrorism throughout for centuries already, basically. What is your message to the Israeli people, to the Jewish people?
My message to them is, you are a great nation, and in the most difficult times in history, when the Nazi was putting the Jews in the ovens, you managed to get out of it. You managed to build a great country that respects human rights, and don't let your country surrender to barbarism. Fight for it. Use every tactic you can use, from military, educational, ideological, psychological, to stand against terrorism, and trust that the people who built this great nation are great people, and they will continue and they will make our world better. So trust that you can change the future.
On a historic level, do you look back at the days of Abraham, Ishmael, and the history of the Jews and the Muslims? How do you see that?
I see it's fascinating to learn from history, and I see the Muslim-Jewish relations can change dramatically if Islamic scholars start to adopt different ways in teaching within Islam. So I think the responsibility is now on us, the Muslim world, to change, not on you. I believe you did your best, and it's our turn to do something. We always expect concessions, and the world also expects concessions only to come from the Israelis and the Jews. But it's now our turn to do some form of concessions, otherwise the problem will not be solved. I have been to Israel twice, and I'm telling you, the Jews do not hate the Arabs. It's us, we are causing the problem, and we have to change.
Most of my work is to reform Muslim and to defend the American image in Muslim world, and to defend the peace between Israel and Arab countries. Defending America, even in its politics, mosque here is more important than the mosques in Arabic and Muslim world. And this is make the role of American mosque here is very sensitive and very dangerous. Because as I usually say, the American mosque here must defend America in the name of Islam, not to insult American Muslims.
The Islamic ideology or Islamist ideology is based on a concept of power and arrogance and being superior to others. You give them, number one, the feel of military defeat to allow reformation to happen. Number two, the feel of mental defeat, which is by allowing and encouraging heavy criticism of the Islamic theology. Because when Muslims feel that some people in the West are telling them there is no problem with Islamic teaching, or religion preach peace, and there is nothing wrong with the teaching, it's all poverty and lack of education, why then they will reform? If you told me that I don't have a disease, why I should take a medication? This is what's happening now in the world. Heavy criticism of Islamic ideology and theology and encouraging it is vital, because it will put pressure on Muslims to say, oh, there is something wrong, let us try to accept or adopt other forms of teaching. And by these two mechanisms, military defeat and ideological defeat, the reformation can happen and change can start. Yeah, thank you.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تتخذوا بطانة من دونكم لا يألونكم خبالا ودوا ما عنتم قد بدت البغضاء من أفواههم وما تخفي صدورهم أكبر قد بينا لكم الآيات إن كنتم تعقلون.